It's a great day. My name is Shay Brown, the Happy Entrepreneur, and welcome to the Happy Entrepreneur Show, the #1 business development and revenue-focused late-night show in the country where we are on a mission. And our mission really is to empower. Our mission is to inspire. And our mission at the end of the day is to provide you, that's right, you, the hard-working entrepreneur, with all of the resources that are necessary to execute that big vision you have for the people you were called to serve. In this episode, we have the one and only Levon. He's in the building, and he'll be talking about a very important topic today, which is change your mind. You can change, or change your perception. You can change your life. Sounds easy, so I'm curious why people struggle. We'll figure it out in a minute. What's going on, Levon? How you doing?
I am doing wonderfully well. It is a pleasure and a privilege just to be in front of these amazing people, in front of your great audience, my brother.
Well, thank you so much for being here. And shout out to Brenda Wood for connecting us, by the way. What an amazing collaborator she is. And shout out to you for watching, by the way. Thank you so much. You have choices and you choose to be here with us. So our promise is this will be a good use of your time. So, Levon, before we get started, some folks might be seeing the title and say, what? Change your perspective. Change your perception, change your life. It begs the question, why are people today struggling just to change their perception when all they got to do is go to their phone, ask AI a question, and it changes it for them instantly? So why are people struggling these days, man, to make this a reality?
Well, Shay, it's really more of a belief system. It's believing in yourself deep down, the core of you, that you have the ability, you have the capability, you are equipped to really be the person to change your life. That it doesn't matter what happened in your past, doesn't matter how many failures you've had, doesn't matter that you don't know the future. What matters is that you know that you're the one, you have conviction that you're going to go after whatever you need to do, whatever it is, you're going to do whatever you need to do in order to make it happen. So it's more than just words. It's a conviction to know that you have to be the one to do it.
You have to be the one to do it. So what does that mean for the small business owner? Let's talk to them who's watching right now. They're feeling stuck. They're feeling overwhelmed. They're feeling, I'll just say, maybe uncertainty. Not for all of you, but there might be a handful of you out there feeling uncertainty because of what's going on in the world. What does change your perception? What does that really mean to them?
Absolutely. Well, again, it's really about vision. It's about knowing that you are the one. Like without vision, then it's over, right? You're not going to last. So you have to really know that you're the one who has the vision. And also, at the end of the day, if it's not moving you in alignment to the vision, if your perception, your perspective is not moving you in that direction, and a lot of doubts, fears, a lot of insecurities come up, a lot of limiting beliefs. And limiting beliefs are beliefs that are not necessarily bad beliefs or negative beliefs, but limited beliefs are the beliefs that don't move you towards your goals, your dreams, your future. Shay, I was talking to a lady at a networking event, and we were talking, and I could tell that she wanted to move forward in 2026. But as we were standing there, she was still talking from a 2025 mindset. And so I said to her, I said, hey, ma'am, listen, you can't go into a new season with an old mindset. I actually used a scripture from my favorite book, and I said, you can't put old wine in new wineskins. Otherwise, the wineskin will burst. You will ruin the season. And in that moment, she realized, whoa, okay, if I'm going to do something different, I really do have to change my perspective and see my situation different. And since then, she's really been actually moving forward and taking the necessary steps.
Wow, that's congratulations. And we're going to get into your background in a moment. There are a number of folks, they don't know who you are. As famous as you are all over the world, by the way. They're reading your bio right now. Someone's in the kitchen cooking dinner and saying, Shay, I have no idea who this person is. I'm hearing the person. They sounding pretty cool, but I don't know their backstory. I don't know their background. We're going to get to that in just a moment. But if you had to take a moment and talk to the person that's a busy individual, and they're like, Shay, That sounds great, but can you let LaRon know that I'm a dualpreneur, that I work a full-time job and I'm a full-time entrepreneur? Can you let LaRon know that for me, I'm responsible for taking care of my family. I have a wife, or I have a husband, or I have a friend, or I'm in a relationship. Can you let LaRon know I have kids that I gotta take care of, and my kids have a schedule? So what does
Mm-hmm.
LaRon say to the person who has so much going on for everyone else? They have had a hard time doing things for themselves without
Yes.
feeling guilty.
Mm.
What would you say to that person needs to kind of change the perspective when they're so used to saying yes to everybody?
Yeah. Yeah, I love it. I love it. Priorities, schedules, and systems. Let me say that again. Priorities, schedules, and systems. If your family is a priority, you're going to do the necessary things to make sure that they get that time. You're going to make sure you schedule things and say, we're going to have family time. We're going to have game night. We're going to make sure that me and my wife goes out or a significant other goes out to date. You're going to make that a priority. You're going to make sure that if your spiritual man or woman is priority over everything else, you're going to get up early. You're going to read your scripture. You're going to get into your spiritual meditative state, whatever that is, that silent state, because it's important. And you're prioritizing these things because these are the things that are actually going to accelerate you. It's going to advance you. It's going to make sure you stay clear. It's going to make sure you stay organized in position, because most people are unorganized mentally. They don't have systems. They don't have schedules. They're not prioritizing things correctly. So they feel very chaotic. I mean, that was me. I felt I was in that moment at a point in time. I was very chaotic in my mind. I used to say I was busy. I wasn't really busy doing necessary things that were moving me forward, but I was busy in my mind thinking too much but not taking action. So prioritizing, schedules, and then having systems, daily routines is going to absolutely help you.
I love it. By the way, I love it, and the reason I say that, and the reason that's so important, is the system part brings it all together. I think it's a good time for us to slow down for a moment, and then we'll speed up. And don't worry, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to ask him what some affirmations that he uses later in order to be able to change his perspective and keep him going. It's one thing to get going, but you might be curious, how does he keep going, by the way? So we'll get back to that in just a moment. But first, let's slow down. Folks want to know, who are
Yes,
you?
sir.
You know the question. What's the backstory? And what's the journey that led you to doing what you're doing now and being so passionate about it? That's why, like, your passion comes through.
Well, born and raised in Kansas City, at a young age, I discovered I had a calling on my life by the age of 15. I remember I was at a revival. I was touched spiritually. I had a heavenly experience. I knew that something was different about me, that my perspective, the way I seen life was different. I realized that most of the kids in my age, they were doing different things, and I wasn't comfortable doing the things that they were doing. So I had friends, but they didn't really know me. I always felt isolated in my mind. So for most of my life, I was really wanting to discover, who is LaRon Barnes? Who am I? What am I here for? What am I supposed to do? Because I understand that there's purpose to life, because there's something beyond human experience. And so in 2016, when I discovered that I was a speaker, I heard of the Les Brown, which is a Hall of Fame world-renowned motivational speaker. And when I heard his voice, it wasn't his words that inspired me; it was the sound of his voice. It was the how he was making me feel, and how I love to make people feel that way. And so I went ahead and began to develop myself. I invested in the workshop. I invested in trainings. I had a dream. I had a goal. I had a vision. And so I knew that in order for me to be successful in life, no matter where I go, I had to follow successful people, people who was doing what I wanted to do, living the lifestyle I wanted to live. And I realized that it was all about my mindset, how I perceive life, how I seen life. Wayne Dyer says it best. He said, change the way that you see a thing, and the thing that you see will change.
Mm. It says so well. And one of the things that I admire most about what I hear is your ability to be consistent. And you may have heard this before, that consistency is the key. Consistency is the key. Consistency is the key. And having said that, what do people struggle with most? They struggle with consistency. So the question, maybe not know the question, but the question I have for you is, what's your recommendation for people to be consistent on this journey?
Absolutely. It goes back to system, Shay. It goes back to system. I have a quote that says, consistency is the key that unlocks doors to opportunity. And the truth is, if you're going to get through any door and have opportunity, you have to be consistent. Consistency is not about how you feel. It's not about being motivated. It's not about wanting to do it. It's about putting yourself in, setting yourself up with systems. See, when you have systems in place, like for example, I get up early in the morning. I get up early in the morning because I understand that if I'm going to get more work done, I have to be consistent. I have to consistently get up. I have to do the same thing over again until I begin to get a result. And by my consistently getting up, by training myself, at first I didn't want to get up. My wife still has a problem getting up. She's working on it. But consistency is not about feeling good to do it. Consistency is about doing something that's initially simple and then eventually moving up to things that are more trialsome, I can say. So consistency, starting the small things. It's not about trying to do this big things. It's about start consistent in small things and celebrate yourself. Because most of the time, us as entrepreneurs, we don't celebrate ourselves. And so when you do small things, you're consistent in that. You're faithful over the few things. Be consistent in that. Eventually, what happens is, as you continuously congratulate yourself, acknowledge yourself, affirm yourself, be proud of yourself, you do that consistent enough, then you'll be motivated and you'll start seeing yourself make great improvement in the necessary steps.
I love it, by the way. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love your heart to give and your heart to serve, by the way. As you're speaking there, let me step back if I can and ask another question. And the question I have is in harmony with one of our 12 rules for life. And one of our 12 rules for life is that systems beat goals every single time. What you've been talking about, systems beat goals every single time. But we're going to step back to
Yeah.
another system, and that is a segment we have here called Today is My January 1st. Now, for those folks who tune in every night at 11 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, you already know what I'm about to do. In fact, you can go ahead and say those magical words out loud now. Today is my January 1st. Happy New Year to you. For all the new folks who are watching for the very first time, today is my January 1st is our personal mantra here at the Happy Entrepreneur Show. It represents a fresh start. It represents a do-over. It means our past, no matter how dark and gloomy that past is, or how bright and sunny the past has been, the past no longer equals the future. And so my question for LaRon on the other side is really twofold. Number one, when you hear those words, today is my January 1st, what do you hear? What do you hear? And number two, what was a setback you had on this journey of life? And really, how did you bounce back from it?
Well, let's start with the first question. The day is by January 1st. Yeah, I love that. That is something I really live by every day in a sense that we have new mercies every day. Today is a great day to start over. That yesterday is the past, today is the present, and that's what I choose to live in today. And so today is my January 1st. Yes, knowing that every day I wake up, I get to start over. And just some of the challenges that one of the greatest challenges, Shay, that I've really faced in my life when it came to really me being successful and going after my goals and dreams. And I think many people face this in some type of way. Is the belief in themselves, believing that I was capable, that I was anointed, that I was called, that I had the ability to be this great person that I saw in my vision, accepting the fact that I was good enough, that if I was called, I also was equipped. And so being able to overcome the doubts that LaRon, man, you don't know it all. You don't have it all. Nobody noticed you. You haven't really improved. Nobody's going to give you an opportunity. Really believing in myself, my gift, saying, you know what? I am capable. I am good enough. I am deserving. The things people have said in my past and the ways that people made me feel is not who I am. I'm greater than that. I'm mightier than that. I'm worthy. And so really me believing those things, repeating those things, looking for those things in myself and seeing it and acknowledging it and calling it out. That right there really helped me to really believe in myself, know my worth, and step out on faith. Now I'm speaking in front of people, impacting people's lives because I stepped out on faith and began to believe myself beyond my negative beliefs.
And you change your perception. Thanks for being authentic. Thanks for sharing, by the way. What was it like when you first started speaking? Was it something that was natural for you? I know they say fear of speaking is the biggest fear we all have. Tell us a little about your speaking journey and what that's been like. And for those folks watching, this is from a small business perspective as well. This is something that he does as a business as well. So we're going to slow down and say, what was it like when you first started the speaking journey? Were you a natural? And how'd you go about learning the business of speaking?
Yeah. Well, starting off initially, Les Brown says this. I heard him say this. Everybody's done born the same: dumb, naked, and speechless. Everything else we learn. So it was something that I knew that I. People say people have a gift of gab, but if just the gift of gab is not necessarily great because what are you gabbing about? You shouldn't be gabbing. You should be saying something. And so I knew I had a voice. I know that people love listening to me because they were engaged. Some people said, quit talking, I talk too much. But when I realized that I had a gift, that I was a speaker, when I heard Les Brown, I invested in a workshop because anything that when you discover about yourself that you have a love for, that you have a calling for, that is going to move you in the direction that you know you're supposed to go, you have to invest in yourself. You can't delay. I found the money. I was only working Uber. I invested in myself. And by in 2016, by working on my craft, by actually working on my craft every opportunity, because I realized this is not a job anymore. It's what I'm called to do. I'm here to help people. So really investing in myself, practicing that thing, and putting myself out there is what I did. And from there, man, look, I'm only improving every day because I still have not gotten to my best.
Well, good. Hopefully, we never get there, man. We never stop learning. When the question's asked, when do you stop learning? The obvious answer is you never stop learning. We're always growing because once you learn something, you never unlearn it. Take a moment, if you would. One of the questions I like to ask is, what's one of the best pieces of advice you've ever been given? And I'll share for the audience that you already quoted Les Brown. You've probably watched more videos than you can remember these days. You probably read so many books. You've been through a lot of trainings. But if you had to step back and say, wow, Shay, of all the advice I've been given, here's one of the best pieces of advice I've been given that I want to share with the audience. What is it and why?
Be who you are. That was the advice my dad gave me. Be who you are, and be a person of integrity. And so that piece of advice really touched me because my greatest challenge was accepting who I was as a grown man. And I think a lot of us deal with that. We deal with a lot of insecurities because of what happened as a child. So to be told to be who you are, don't try to fake it. Don't try to be anybody else. You're different. It's okay. Your style is different. The way you think is different. How you do things is different. Your witty ideas, your goofiness, your silliness. Be who you are. And once I begin to just accept who I am, once I began to walk in my purpose, walk in who I am with unapologetically, it allowed me to have the confidence that I need to really get what I needed to get done and be successful in any and every endeavor.
You know, one of the things you teach, and I hope it's okay we talk on this, you teach about communications. You teach about the ability to be able to communicate. For leaders that are watching now, again, this is a loaded question, ladies and gentlemen. I guess you say I can ask whatever question I want. What are maybe one, two, or three ideas you would give to a leader who's listening now? Maybe they lead a team Maybe they lead in a faith community, maybe they lead an organization, or maybe they're a leader of their family, by the way. But they want to be a more effective communicator. Can you give them maybe one, two, or three ideas? I know we're talking about making sure people change their perception, but leaders can be better leaders, myself included. So, what are three ideas you give for us to be better communicators, man?
I would say one, meet people where they are. Realize that, look, first of all, everybody is not from where you are. Everybody doesn't have the same personality, the same upbringing, the same way of thinking, the same way of doing things. Be able to meet people where they are. You don't have to agree with them, but acknowledge them, accept them, treat them right, treat them with respect, treat them with honor, make them feel good about themselves. Because the truth is, most people don't feel good about themselves. They had an upbringing that we never could experience. If we're honest with ourselves, most likely we would never trade lives with these people. And so be accepting of who people are and meet them where they are and show that you care. If I had to knock it in a nutshell, that's really what it comes down to. If you show that you care, meet them where they are, understand that people are people. That's what I live by. People are people. Everybody doesn't know. People are going to fail you. People are going to make you feel good. People are going to disappoint you. People are people. But if you learn to love people for where they are, understand we ain't got to agree. We ain't got to agree on religion. We ain't got to agree on how we parent our children, how we do business or work. We don't have to agree with any of that. But if I can love you as a person, and if I can treat you right, and if I can show you respect, then that's the greatest communication tip I would ever be able to give you.
I love that. Meet people exactly where they are. Well said, by the way. You know, as you're going about your business as a speaker, as you're going about your business as someone that's out there changing lives, changing perspective, helping leaders become better leaders. What's your view on the world in terms of folks being able to take action when they are fearful? Again, this is a question totally off topic, but sometimes people say, "Look, I know what to do, but I'm a little fearful. If I start my own business, perhaps I'll go bankrupt," right? So they don't do it. If I join the gym, maybe I won't go, and then I would have wasted my money. I have a hard time following through. So how are you able to step and do things in the face of fear? Or I use the word uncertainty. Sometimes I'm not afraid. It's just uncertain. So I'm like, you know what?
Mm-hmm.
Maybe I'll sit this one out. So here's the question directly:
Yeah.
how are you able to take action when the certainty is not there or there's fear there?
One, be willing to fail. Be willing to fail. Be willing to get it wrong. Be willing to not get it be right. Be willing for it not to be perfect the first few times, many times. But also look for your improvement. Look for where you did do great. Stop looking so much at what you did wrong and start looking at what you did do successful. Boost yourself up. Just as much as you talk down to yourself and you are fearful, be willing to be fearful with mistakes. Be fearful, but know you're getting better. Be fearful, but be consistent. That's what it comes down to. It's okay to be fearful. It's okay to make mistakes. It's okay to not get it right. You're not supposed to. I'm literally right now working on creating a clone. Today was the first time I went through the process. It's a lot of information. And I know doggone well I'm going to fail. I'm going to mess up many different times to build my business for a fact. But guess what? I'm not going to let it stop me. I know what I want. That's why you got to know that you want it. It's your responsibility to go get it. So be fearful, but take action and go get it.
Go get it, by the way. I love it, by the way. When you're not out saving the world, making a difference for others, what do you do for fun these days?
I'm a. It's very funny that you say that. So I'm a thinker. I'm a thinker. I love being inside my own mind. I love really just talking to people. I love engagement. I love making people feel good about themselves. I'm a man. It's just I just have the joy of the world in me. If I can put a smile on your face and I can meet you for the first time and lift up your spirit, that makes me feel good. I love being with my family. I love traveling. That's coming more even this year in the years to come. But fun to me, honestly, is when I see someone who needs a word of joy, of encouragement. Fun to me is really just being who I am to the world and being that the smile on somebody's face, if I'm honest with you. And of course, we know we got the family, we love traveling, we love eating, we love all that. The things that most people will say, yes, that's fun. Yes, I love it. But the most fun to me is knowing that I'm living in my purpose.
Living in your purpose. And purpose means different things to different folks. When you use the word purpose, what does purpose mean to you?
Well, purpose really is what you're made for. Why are you here? Why are you created? What are you supposed to bring to the world? What are you supposed to give to the world? What ideas have come to you? What ambitions? What deep inside of you says, I have to release this. I have to do this. Because if I don't do this, then the world's going to miss out on it. Not that someone else who's going to do it. No, I have to do it. I will do it. And I want to do whatever it takes because we understand that people need this, and it's going to bless so many people in our sphere of influence. And so, when you have that in you, when you know it has to be done, when you know it has to be a movement, when you know something has to be invented, when you know that it's supposed to impact people's lives in so many ways, on so many levels, and you have to be the one to do it. We ain't waiting for nobody else. That's when you know that's a part of your purpose, and purpose shows up in many ways.
I love it, man. When you're not out saving the world, making a difference for others, helping people change their perception, helping them be better communicators, what do you do for fun these days? What does fun look like for you?
For me, I love traveling. I love traveling. I love going to the beach. Now, again, we got to have more beach days. I know this year we're trying to go on a mini beach days, looking at eventually going to Florida, but because the beach. So I love beach. I love family time. I love really just, honestly, I'm church, being around my church family, my community, man, reading. Honestly, I love doing videos. I love business. If I'm honest with you, Shay, I love business, brother. I love improving my life from different perspectives like that. So I love activities, trying
Yes.
different things, looking at yoga, looking at doing that, brother. But yes, just trying different things all together is what I love.
Thank you so much. I appreciate that. As we come down the home stretch, a two-part question. Number one, what type of clients are you looking to work with these days, if any? And number two, where can folks best connect with you? They're like, hey, I like this gentleman. I like what I hear. Where can they stay in the conversation? Should they go to a website? Should they go to social media? How do they connect with you?
Absolutely. So if you are looking to be trained, if you want to be a better communicator, if you want to learn how to connect, if you want to be more confident, competent, and effective when you communicate, knowing how to read the room, how to read the client, knowing how to really just bring that likable personality and make people want to do business with you, absolutely reach out to me. If you do presentations, PowerPoints, you want to stand on stage and be more impactful when you communicate, reach out to me. I travel all across the country, so we can make something happen in your area if you're in the area that we go to. That is absolutely what I would suggest that you do. Absolutely, if you want to be impactful. And the second thing, you can reach out to me on social medias like Facebook at LaRon Barnes, on Instagram at LaRon08. You can also find it under LaRon Barnes as well, and on LinkedIn under LaRon Barnes. Try to keep it simple for you in every way. My website getting worked on right now, so it's gonna come up. It's gonna come up. About to activate it, so stay tuned for that. Also, YouTube, LaRon Barnes.
Well, let me say thank you so much for being on the Happy Entrepreneur Show, man. I appreciate it. Thank you so much to Brenda as well for connecting us together. And thank you. Thank you to the audience. Thank you for tuning in, by the way, because without you, well, we don't have a show. We don't. And I never get tired of reminding you every night at 11 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, no matter what's going on in your life, by the way, whether you're doing really, really well and you're going to that next level of success, or you've been hit with the punch that you never saw coming. The one thing I do believe is that today is your January 1st. And because of just that one reason alone, I believe your best is still yet to come. Your best is yet to come. Your best is yet to come. With that being said, my name is Che Brown. Make it a great day, everyone, and we'll make some good things. How we connect again next time. God bless. Peace. Thanks a lot, Laron. We'll see you all on the other side. Bye-bye for now.